It's been so long since I've made one of these videos that I can't really remember how to start it. It's a series that I did years ago. I guess I'm getting nostalgic today or something. I don't know. Making Would You Rather videos. I got freaking FaceTime videos. I don't know what I call these things. Talking heads, I guess. Every once in a while I get the urge to talk about something I think is important. And most topics I think I've covered by now, but I wanted to throw another one in here, which is something that's been happening to me lately, is getting salty. I'm sure at some point in your playthrough you've gotten a little bit salty, whether you contain it or not. You know, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Is it okay though? In most instances I would say yes. I would say being salty and getting upset because you lost or whatever is totally fine. I think that something that goes with that is the fact that you want to win, that you want to do good, at least in the regards of fighting games, maybe in life also. I don't know, maybe you can take this and apply it to something else, but you know, I think if you actually care, you're going to get more emotional if you don't have success at it. And sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. It depends kind of on what level you kind of take it to. If you're punching walls and breaking your hand and throwing your controller against the wall, that's like one thing. But like me, when I get salty, I'm very self-deprecating about it, because one thing I kind of learned about myself over the years, like if you ever watch the streams, you ever watch the YouTubes, I'm very complimentary to opponents who are making really good reads and stuff, especially with characters that I know what I'm doing with. Where I get salty the most is when I don't understand why I lost, or I lost that outside of something that was out of my control. And that's my personal journey. And I think it's really important to find out where you get salty. Where do you get the most emotional? Where do you get the most tilted? That kind of thing. It's a meme on my Twitch stream, probably here on YouTube as well, that I hate playing against Jade and MK11. Like, I'm automatically tilted when I play against Jade. Don't really get too salty. It's just like, it emotionally hits me, you know? So when I'm playing and I don't understand why I'm losing, I start to get angry. Not really at the opponent, but at myself and at the situation I've put myself in. And I think that's an important part of learning about yourself, is learning how you lose and learning how to deal with how you lose. So for example, I'm learning Spawn right now in MK11, and Spawn is way different than any character I think I've ever played in a fighting game. And with most characters I've picked up, like Frost did well, Shiva took a little bit of time but did well, Rambo I just gave up on. I said, you're too garbage. But for most characters I figured it out fairly easily. So when it came to Spawn, I still haven't learned them after 3 different days. Like, still haven't really figured out a game plan, not even what abilities I want to use. I was getting really frustrated because I wasn't sure why I was losing. And so today I took a break from Spawn and I played some Baraka for a bit, because I thought, you know, I need to get back in the headspace and positive mindset and all that kind of thing. So I feel like getting salty at something is okay. If it's happening a lot, then maybe you need to kind of reevaluate what the problem is. Because I can't remember getting this salty to the point where I rage quit my stream. Going back years. And it's weird that you find yourself in these scenarios sometimes. But if it's happening all the time, no matter what you're doing, there's something going on there. There's something that's just not clicking. Whether it's maybe game's not for you, or character's not for you, or online's for you, that's for you to figure it out. Unfortunately, you have to. And like anything fighting games, you have to look at your habits. What are my habits? What are this? What are that? I have a really bad habit in MK11 of poking and then throwing right afterwards, and I always get down 2 out of it. I always say I need to work on that, but that's something that doesn't really make me salty because I know that's my own fault. I haven't worked on it, and I keep getting down 2 crushing. Wow, gotta stop doing that, you know? One of these days I'll do it, you know? So it doesn't make me salty when it's things that I, like, flaws that I know that I have. Another one that I have is that I always try and anti-air everything, which is usually in my favor 75% of the time, but sometimes when like there's a weird character like Shang Tsung who has a really good jump in that I just can't anti-air, I'll just keep trying to anti-air it and just keep getting stuffed, and that doesn't really bother me because I know exactly why that's happening and why I'm getting hit. That's cool. But you know, those are things that I can work on. And you know, if you're getting salty, you know, you might want to see some patterns and maybe record a set of you playing, you know, your friend or something like that that always makes you salty, and then just try and pinpoint exactly what's happening at the peak. It's really hard to do this. This is really, I've said it, the most important thing you can do is watch yourself play, but it's also the hardest thing to do. You're like, oh, do that. Why would you do that? Oh God, I'm so stupid, blah, blah, blah. But you need to look at it from a progressive standpoint, you know? So, I don't know. I just wanted to share my thoughts on that because it's been a really long time since I've been that particularly salty over the last couple days. And after sitting back in some reflection, and I'm like, man, I shouldn't have done that. That was just me being over emotional, and I was already kind of having a bad day to begin with. And that was another thing, is like having a bad mental health day. Most of the times going into a stream with people, that's like what I look forward to. It's cool to hang out with people or see your comments here on YouTube and just kind of engage and be like, hey, there's people out there that, you know, they're rooting for you, you know. But I got a little bit too engulfed in a character I don't really understand yet, and I let that get to me emotionally. So that's why today I was like, you know what, I don't want to give up on Spawn, because I do think that I could do good with him, but I just have to realize that he's way different than any other character that I play. I'm going to be a little bit more, step back a bit, I suppose. So anyways, I just wanted to get that out. Feels better now. Might go back to Spawn tomorrow. I won't. I think I'm gonna do another Baraka day. I'll keep we're gonna do some lab stuff, some offline stuff with Spawn, labbing, maybe some towers, that kind of thing, and just kind of play him in a zone where I can get like mentally tuned into him, and then we'll take him back online. So anyways, I miss doing these videos. Maybe you missed them too if you've been around for a while. Find it helpful?